Good afternoon. You're welcome to this live stream. We're going to start the class in a few minutes. Please confirm you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear
Can you
you.
hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Please drop a comment if you can hear me. Mrs. Kelechi, drop a comment if you can hear me. If you're on YouTube, please drop a comment. If you're on YouTube, if you can hear me loud and clear, I'd like to know. Also confirm you can see my screen very clearly. Also my screen very clearly. How has been trading? Today is Tuesday. How was yesterday? How was it yesterday? Hope it's been profitable. If you have
Yesterday
any
was okay.
question, okay, good. I'm happy to hear that. If you have any question or any pair you want me to analyze, please let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section. Those of you on YouTube, if you can hear me loud and clear, let me know in the comment section. Okay, so I drop analysis on DXY, GBP USD, Euro USD, and GBP JPY. For those of you who have watched the video, I believe if you executed on GBP JPY, you should be in profit. You should be in profit, massive profit. We've made over 100 and something pips on GJ this morning, over 100 and something pips on GJ. I dropped the signal. You can see this was it. You can see the signal for sell. Can you see that on GJ 4 hour? Sell on GJ. This was the signal. Can you see the signal? Sell GJ. I dropped the signal. Those of you executed who have made over 100 pips. We have closed partials on this trade. Closed partials on this trade. Okay, and I still believe it's still going to go for this low. Please, I'm not asking you to sell. It's still going to come sweep this low. This low is a level of liquidity it's going to come for, and most likely Let's see 1 hour. GJ is still going to sell. You see this fair value gap. Okay, has it filled that gap completely? That gap has been filled completely. No, it has not filled it completely. So they're still going to use this low as liquidity. Okay, so GJ is still bearish. Please, this is not the right time to sell, please. This is not the right time to sell, please. Okay, it's likely going to sweep this low, and if it sweeps this low, it's most likely going to sweep this low also. Okay, please, this is not the right time to sell, please. Okay, so let's start by looking at DXY. Okay, before we look at DXY, I want us to check the calendar for today. Today is on Tuesday, the 12th of May. So today by 1:30, by 1:30 p.m., the United States will be releasing its core CPI data. Now, if this news comes out positive for dollar, dollar will be bullish. If it comes out positive for dollar, dollar would be bullish. Okay, but if it comes out negative for the dollar, we should expect more sales. Now, I'm expecting, based on the technical patterns, I'm expecting the dollar to be bullish. No, I'm expecting dollar to be bearish based on the technical pattern for today's market. I expect dollar to be bearish. So if this news comes out negative for the dollar, I would be buying GBP USD, Euro USD, Australian dollar USD, NZD USD. So if the technical pattern is indicating that the bullish momentum or the bearish momentum is increasing for the dollar, then I'll look for opportunity to sell the dollar. So I would expect this news to be negative for the dollar. If it is negative, that would align with my technical analysis, okay, which gives it a high probability of playing out. Okay, so that's my expectation. If it comes out negative, if it comes out positive, I might not trade USD pairs today. I might not trade USD pairs today. If it comes out positive for the dollar, I might not trade USD pairs. Okay, so by 1:30, you should expect CPI data from the United States. So let's see DXY, dollar DXY. If there's any pair you want me to analyze, please let me know in the comment section. If there's any pair you want me to analyze, please let me know in the comment section. So let's start with dollar. Okay, for those of you who watched the video I dropped this morning, please, if you are not on that Telegram group, join that Telegram group. I'll be dropping video there because on WhatsApp, I think the maximum duration for videos you can upload on WhatsApp is like 6 minutes. It's like 6 minutes. So please, if you are not on that group, join that group on a daily basis. I'll try to be posting my analysis on DXY and yen. DXY, yen, GBP USD, Euro USD, and GBP JPY, and most sometimes gold. So join the Telegram group so that when I drop the video, it will be early in the morning, maybe by 6 a.m. or night before, okay? I will drop the video there so you watch it and you know what you should look out for the next day. I hope that is clear. Join the Telegram group. Okay, so you can see this is dollar. Let's start with the daily time frame. Let's start with the daily time frame. Yesterday, as you can see, dollar was bearish yesterday, and today so far it's been bullish. It's been bullish, and I stated it yesterday that there's a high probability that dollar would come sweep liquidity, fill a fair value gap on 4 hour. I said this yesterday that dollar is likely going to come. You see, this was the fair value gap. I said it's likely going to fill this fair value gap, and if a bearish reversal pattern forms after this fair value gap gets filled, I would sell. But you can see the pattern we had here. It's not a bearish reversal pattern. Price broke out. The candle closed above this fair value gap. Okay, I would have sold if this candle closed bearish. If it was a bearish reversal pattern, I would have sold. But as you can see, it was strongly bullish and it closed above that area. So this tells me that they are going for liquidity. And liquidity was residing at this high. They've swept this liquidity. And I think they've also swept this liquidity. Okay, you can see they've also swept liquidity residing at this high. And above this high, we have this fair value gap. So it's possible they will fill this fair value gap. It's possible. It is possible. But if the current 4-hour candle closes bearish, I would sell dollar. If the current 4-hour candle closes bearish, I would sell the dollar. Okay, that's my plan for today. For the dollar, that's my plan for the dollar today. If it closes bearish, As you can see, in the next 2 hours, this candle will close. As you can see, what we have here, it's indecision at the moment. It's indecision at the moment, but we have to wait for the candle to close. If it closes as an indecision candle, I will look for sell. If it closes as a shooting star, I will look for sell, or maybe shooting star, hanging man, doji, spinning top. That's my expectation on this 4 hour time frame. Okay. So, and if I'm going to sell, I would sell. You can see this gap it's created here yesterday. Okay, this gap, that will be my target. And that will be my first target. My second target, you see this relative equal low, that will be my target for the dollar for this week. Okay, that will be my target for the dollar. So I'd love to see, I'd love the data to be negative. I'd love the CPI data to be negative for for dollar so that it will align with my technical analysis. Okay, please let me know if there's any pair you want me to analyze. Let me know in the comment section. Yen basket. Let me go on YouTube to see those. Okay, Navy Boy, I can see you. Mrs. Damilola, I can see you. Please let me know if you have any question or any pair you want me to analyze. Let me know in the comment section. Those of you on YouTube and those of you on Zoom. Please, if you have any, if you can hear me loud and clear, please drop a comment. Can you hear me? Please, if you're on Zoom, can you hear me?
Yes,
All right, all right, all right, all
I
right.
can hear you.
So let's go back to the chat. Okay, so this is yen basket. Let's start with the daily time frame. Okay, so daily, if today's candle, if today's candle closes as a bullish reversal pattern, it's a strong confirmation to buy yen. Okay, if today's candle closes bullish, if today's candle closes bullish, it's a strong confirmation to do what? To buy the dollar. If today's candle closes bullish, it's a strong confirmation to buy yen. Okay, and if you're buying, it's likely going to come and sweep this liquidity. So you should look for sales on GBP, JPY. But if today's candle closes below this support zone, then yen is likely coming to test this broken resistance on support. It's likely going to come and test these levels. If it breaks out from that support, then we have this fair value gap. Okay, so if today's candle closes bullish, I would advise you look for buys on yen. If today's candle closes below this support, then you can sell to these levels. That's my take on yen. That's my take on yen. That's my take on yen. Let's go to 4 hour. Let's see what we have on 4 hour. Okay, see 4 hour. The previous 4 hour candle closed as an inverted hammer, which indicates, I said it yesterday, that they are most likely coming to fill this fair value gap. And that's they have filled. And you can see the pattern that formed after they fill this gap here. Let's see if the market is trading above this level. You can see. This just tells me demand, the bullish momentum is increasing. That's what it tells me. The fact that this candle closed above the high, that is the low of this fair value gap. You see this fair value gap? This tells me demand is higher than supply. It tells me demand is higher than supply. And when demand is higher than supply, what is expected of price? Price is expected to go up, right? If demand is higher than supply, you expect price to go up. Okay, so this is bullish setup for yen. This is bullish setup for yen. Okay, so for today's market, I'm still bullish. I'm still bullish. My bias will change if price breaks out from this support zone. That is when my bias will change from bullish to bearish. But right now, I am bullish on yen. So let's look at GBP USD. Okay. So if this current 4 hour candle closes bullish, that's by 2 p.m. I will be looking for, by now, should have a buy signal. Should have a buy signal. Okay, buy euro, buy GBP USD. So all we need to do is wait for this candle to close. Okay, for those of you who have the software, once this candle closes bullish, if it closes bullish, do not hesitate to execute. If this candle closes bullish, do not execute. You can see the sell signal it gave on GBP USD. I missed this move on GBP USD. That was yesterday. You can see it. It gave us a sell signal yesterday. I missed the move on GBP USD. If you had executed this trade, this is 45 pip risk. We would have made 1 to 2 risk reward. 1 to 2 risk reward. Okay. So if this closes bullish, then you should buy. Buy. Okay. Wait for this candle to close, please. Okay, let's go to trading view. Let's start with the daily time frame. Okay, I love what I'm saying. If you attended yesterday's session, I said we would expect price to come sweep this relative equal low. And I think below that relative equal low, there's still a fair value gap. Let's confirm. Okay, so we still have, I think we still have this fair value gap here. Yeah. Okay, there was an attempt to fill it. So they might still want to fill this fair value gap. But as you can see, I think we have this resistance here, turn support. We had this. Okay. So if the current 4-hour candle closes, so this is a support zone. This is a support zone. So if the current 4-hour candle closes bullish, I would buy. My stop loss will be below this zone. My stop loss will be below this zone. Okay, my stop loss will be below this zone. Okay, I'll set my stop loss 30 pips below the low of this candle. And the low of this candle is 13502. My stop loss will be 3472. This is where I'm going to set my stop loss 3472. My stop loss will be at this level or a few pips below this level. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. Okay, so that's my take for I would be buying GBP USD. Yeah, most likely you see these highs, they want to come sweep this high. They might sweep it this week. Okay, they might sweep this high this week. But my first target if I buy would be the next fair value gap, which is at the premium. This fair value gap, that would be my first target. If price breaks out from this fair value gap, then they are most likely going for the liquidity. They will fill the fair value gap before going for liquidity. Okay, I could use this as my first target. This resistance turn supports. Sorry, this supports turn resistance. This supports turn resistance. So this will be my first target for GBP USD. Now let's look at lower time frame. Let's see if there's a shift in market structure. Okay. Let's see 5 minutes. Okay. So we have, you can see what we have here on 5 minutes. We have, this is a mitigation. You can see we have this mitigation. You can see how, for those of you who use trend line, you can see how the market is respecting this trend line on 5 minutes time frame. You can see that. You can see that it broke out from this trend line because it has a fair value gap here. It wants to come and fill. That is why it broke out, or probably because of this resistance turn support. That is the reason price broke out from this trend line. For those of you using trend line, you can see how you can combine resistance and support. Okay, because you are wondering, because some persons after price broke out from a trend line, they will think is a breakout and they want to start selling. That's their definition of change in trend when a candle breaks out from the trend line. But if you have an idea of fair value gaps, resistance, and support, you will know that the breakout from that trend line will be as a result of the resistance or support below or the fair value gap below. That could be the reason. It doesn't mean that the trend has changed from bullish to bearish. See. But if you're just trading trend line alone, you think a breakout from trend line, I should just enter sell. It doesn't work like that. Okay, so you can see it's respecting. So this tells me GBP USD is set for for buy. But patiently wait. You see this fair value gap here, they might still want to come and fill this gap. They might see, you see, at this point, there was an attempt to fill this gap here. They didn't fill it. And from this point, I know most retail traders would have entered buy. Also, we had a resistance here, breakout. Most retail traders, those who trade breakout would have entered buy here also. So their stop losses will be residing at this low. And I know a lot of people would have executed buy also after this. This pattern looks like an engulfing. You can see it looks like an engulfing. Most people would have entered buy. So this low could be the trap. These lows, they will use CPI to sweep those lows before going bullish. They will use CPI. They might use CPI to sweep this low before going bullish. That's my expectation on GBP Now, if you don't want to wait for them to sweep liquidity, then you have to set your stop loss far from these danger areas, these danger zones. You need to set your stop loss far. For example, if I want to take this trade on GBP right now, my stop loss would be like 20 pips below this low, like 20 pips below this low. That's where I'll set my stop loss. Okay, but I'll wait for 4-hour candle to close before I buy GBP I hope that is clear. Euro USD, same thing. The pattern will be similar. So let's start with the daily. Yesterday was strongly bearish. Yesterday was strongly bearish. Sorry, yesterday was bullish. Today so far it's been bearish. So far it's been bearish. So I think it's filled a fair value gap yesterday. So on a 4-hour time frame, you can see this fair value gap. You can see it has filled this fair value gap. Can you see that? Can you see GBP has filled this gap completely? So all we need to look out for is the pattern on 4-hour time frame. If a bullish reversal pattern forms on 4-hour, that will be the right time to look for buy. It has filled the fair value gap. If you apply your Fibonacci from this swing low to swing high, you can see that price is at what? A discount, right? Price is at extreme discount, and you don't sell at discounts. You don't sell at discounts. You look for buy opportunity at discounts. So price is at discount now, so it will not be wise for you to sell. Even if price will drop 1,000 pips from the current market price, it won't be wise to take the risk selling. If you want to sell, you should wait for a strong reversal to a premium area before you sell. That's my take. So I would look for buy, and most likely this relatively poor high, they might come sweep it. Okay, that will be my expectation, but my first target will be this fair value gap on 4-hour. That will be my first target on 4-hour time frame. That will be my first target on 4-hour time frame. And this will be my second target. This will be my third target. If price breaks out from these levels, then we should expect more buy on Euro USD. Gold. Gold also, this should be a buy on gold. This should be a buy on gold. I gave this buy call yesterday on gold. I gave a buy call on gold yesterday. So today, I'm still expecting buy on gold. Let's see 4-hour, unless the news comes out positive for the dollar, then gold might sell. But if it comes out negative for the dollar, I still expect buys on gold. So gold created this relatively poor highs. Okay, these highs. That could be the next target for gold. So we had this rally. Okay, after this rally, a fair value gap was created. Okay, you can see that this gap on 4-hour. Okay, so they might still want to fill it completely. You can see. So if you also apply your Fibonacci from swing low to swing high, price is currently at discounts. Price is currently at a discount. At discount, you should be looking for buy opportunity. Okay, you should be looking for buy opportunity. Okay, so they might still want to come fill. Okay, they might still want to fill these gaps before going bullish. So patiently wait for New York session. Patiently wait for New York session. You can see that price has been in a range. After the drop on during London session, price most of the institutional traders will be on break right now. They will be on break. That's why I say from that 11, from 11 12, 1, 2. Most times price goes into a range because the institutions are not in the market. Most of the traders go on break. Okay, they wait for after London, they wait for New York session. They don't execute trade during those hours. That's why the volume that has been traded during that period is very low. And price just goes into a range. Okay, that's my take on gold. Gold is buy for today's market. That's my bias for gold. That's my bias for gold. Buy. Which other pair do you want me to analyze? GBJPY. GBJPY has already delivered today. So let's just look at it. GBJPY has already bought, sold, sorry, for today. Sold for today, but it's still gonna sell. I still see it selling. I still see it selling. I still see it selling. GJ might sweep this low. Okay, GJ might sweep this low. Might not happen this week. Might not happen this week. But anything is possible in this market. Anything is possible. So you can see it has created a resistance zone for us. We have this resistance zone. You would only consider buying if price breaks out from this resistance. Okay, that is when you will consider buying if price breaks out from this resistance. This is our supply area. So for us to buy, we need to ensure that demand is higher than supply for us to buy. So how do I know when demand is higher than supply? A breakout from a resistance area. When price breaks out from a resistance area, that tells me that demand is higher than supply. And if price breaks out from a support, that tells me supply is higher than demand. So when supply is higher than demand, I expect price to drop. That's how I know when demand is higher than supply or supply is higher than demand. Breakout. The body of the candle should close above the resistance. The body must close above the resistance, and the body must close below the support for me to call that as a breakout, a valid breakout. Okay. Which other pair do you want me to analyze? Let me see. Those on YouTube. Which other pair do you want me to analyze? Which other pair do you want me to analyze? Looked at gold, GBP, USD, Euro USD, GBP, JPY. Which other pair do you want me to analyze? Please give the video a thumbs up if you haven't done that. Give the video a thumbs up if you haven't done that. So I think that will be all for today's session. If there are no questions, any question, Ms. Kelechi? If you have any question, please let me know. Any question?
The Telegram stuff, I didn't see it, so I would have liked to join the Telegram
Ma,
group. Where did you drop the Telegram group on this hour to join the Telegram group? Hello?
okay, I'll drop the link on the WhatsApp. I'll drop the link on the
Oh,
WhatsApp.
okay, okay, thank you.
I didn't drop it in the group. I didn't drop in the group that you are in. I didn't drop it. Don't worry, I will drop it in that group. I'll drop it in that group. I didn't drop in that group that you are in. I'll drop it.
Okay.
Okay. Any question? Those of you on YouTube, do you have any question? Is there any other pair you want me to analyze? Euro Aussie. Okay, I'm seeing another opportunity on Euro Aussie. There's opportunity on Euro Aussie. There's opportunity on Euro Aussie. Let's look at it. Okay, so let's see. What am I saying here on? Okay, so let me start with the daily. Okay, so let's see. I think this is a buy. Let's see for our. Okay, so I'm still seeing a buy opportunity on Euro Aussie. I'm still seeing a buy opportunity on Euro Aussie. Probably it wants to come fill this fair value gap. We have a tiny fair value gap here. I'm still seeing a buy opportunity. Okay, I'm still seeing a buy opportunity on Euro Aussie. Let's see after this candle here. Probably there's a fair value gap here. Let's see 1 hour. Okay, so probably it wants to pull back to a discount. This is our most recent swing low, the recent swing high. So let's apply from this swing low to this swing high. And see, price is where? Price at discounts, extreme discounts. So this pullback could just be to come, we have this volume imbalance at this discount. Okay, we have this volume imbalance at discounts here, this fair value gap or volume imbalance. So it's just filled this fair value gap at this point. It's just filled a fair value gap. Yes, it is fair value gap. So if a bullish reversal pattern forms after it filled this fair value gap, then one would consider buy. Okay. So I still believe it's going to buy. But if price breaks out from this support, then we should expect more sales. Okay. So if a bullish reversal pattern forms here, then I'll be looking for opportunity to buy Euro Australian dollar. Okay, but I'll need to wait for 4-hour candle to confirm that. I need to wait for 4-hour candle to confirm that. Most likely, Euro Aussie might sweep this relatively poor high this week, most likely. Most likely. So I think that'll be all for this session. I appreciate every one of you for your participation, and I wish you all a profitable trading day. Bye for now.